Hey friends, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to week 22 of the Cooldown Catch-Up, a weekly catch-up of what went down last week in training. So in last week's episode, I had given you all a little of an update on how the lottery process was progressing. Since then, I'll be honest, I have quite obsessively been checking the Ultra sign-up page, refreshing it every so often, just to see if I had jumped a spot or two. And I am thrilled to say that on Tuesday, June 18th, only 4 days from race day, I am officially registered as an entrant in the San Juan Solstice 50-mile run. I'm glad that I kept an optimistic outlook and that I was patient and waited for the waitlist to progress, even though I was way down at 106 after the lottery. Because this truly is my dream first 50-mile race. Big elevation gain in my favorite place of Colorado, the San Juan Mountains. So it's pretty exciting because for this race, we are required to be wearing a GPS, which will be transmitting our location real time. The race is using MAProgress, so if anyone is interested in following along as the race progresses, I'll leave a link here as well as in the description at the end of the video. On the website, you can search my name in the search bar here, and you can follow along real time throughout the day to see how the race is unfolding. These live tracking websites are pretty freaking awesome. You can zoom way in to see exactly where runners are on both the map and the elevation profile. Clicking on this icon can open up different runners' profiles. And there are a lot of cool features you can see, like stats and splits. You can even leave messages for your runner. The race starts 5 a.m. Mountain Time on June 22nd, 2024. I do expect each and every one of you to be glued to your computers or phones for the entirety of the race. Do it.
Do it. Do it.
So let's get to it. The final week of training for the San Juan Solstice 50-mile run. The Cooldown Catch-Up starts right now. Monday, I was still in California, so Matt, Kim, and I went to go check out the Torrey Pines State Preserve. Matt and Kim decided to go for a nice hike while I got my miles in.
Still in California, Torrey Pines Park, State Park, something like that. But just gonna get some miles in. Runs up and around above the bluffs and then down by the ocean. So we will get whatever miles we can get in. Just trying to get a run in so that I'm not pushed at the end of the week trying to get my miles in. A little bit different than Colorado, but still hanging on the edges of stuff. But cool, sweet to be seeing different views than mountains. A little bit of ocean today.
This was such a fun outing. Everything ranging from running high above the bluffs and then down to the ocean. I even ran a mile along the beach to hook up with some other trails in the preserve.
Pretty rad, just running down the beach. Don't get this in Colorado.
The views from the high bluffs were truly spectacular. I ended up running every single trail at the state preserve, and I ended up with 8.53 miles and 1,050 feet of gain. I ended up tracking down Matt and Kim and then finished up their hike with them. Tuesday was a travel day, which I took as a rest day. Wednesday was my last substantial run before I started my taper, and I really wanted to go out and get some decent gain and practice a little bit of race pace strategies. So I headed to Empire, where I set out to go and summit a small peak.
I just got back from California yesterday evening, so I got today off before I got to go back to work for a long stretch. So last substantial outing before San Juan Solstice. 10 miles on the docket today. So what I wanted to do was get out and get a vert heavy day, and the plan is to go up Democrat Mountain, not to be mistaken with Mount Democrat, a 14er. I think this guy gets up over 11,000. If my mapping software is correct, 3,000 feet in like less than 5 miles. So it's gonna be steep, a lot of hiking. But that's kind of what I wanted to work on rather than pounding out the legs. You know, a little over a week and a half out. So just work on that uphill hiking. But yeah, you can feel that difference of altitude. Running at sea level 2 days ago, and now over 9,000 feet. Okay, about 2 miles in just now, 784 feet to gain. So gives you an idea how steep. I think I did it in 1922. So that's just kind of, you know, speed hiking as fast as I can while not completely blowing myself up. But I said it was gonna be steep. She's steep. Well over 1,000 feet already, just hitting 2 miles. I'm sure the wind is probably drowning a bunch of this out, but feels good. Be above tree line in shorts and a t-shirt. Most of it's melted out, so feels good to be up high and in that summer feels. I'm ready for it. In true Taylor fashion, got to the 5 mile mark, and then there was a summit. It was so close, and I can't help myself. So we're going up there. Really good training because I'm definitely over 12,000 feet. Getting those lungs working at a high altitude. Train like what you're racing for, and I know that a lot of the race is on this type of terrain, so perfect.
It's true, I'm a sucker for standing on mountaintops, but it's really great to be above tree line, and it really feels like summer's upon us here in the Rocky Mountains.
So, trail friends, it's a little ptarmigan right here. You can hear it, but it's got the like brown feathers in the winter. You can hear it squawking. I don't think it likes me talking. But it's got its brown feathers on for the summer, so it's super camouflage. Like, I almost stepped on the thing. It was 2 feet away. It's wild. I don't know why these things just kind of aren't afraid of you. But yeah, in the winter they turn pure white, and then as you can see, they're starting to get the brown feathers, but still got that white underbelly. But yeah, these are pretty cool little snow chickens up here. Also saw an elk run around. Saw a couple marmots. So the trail has a bunch of friends, no humans, which I'm okay with. Top of Republican Mountain, lit till bit windy up here. Woo! First peak without skis on my feet. Love it. All right, on my way down, still above tree line. Might be in for a little treat here. Oh, it might be too slushy. Oh, there we go. Knew it was gonna happen. Nice little half glissade run. Sweet! Love that part of spring. And now that I'm out of the wind and I'm not breathing super hard, I'll explain like my approach to this run today. It was 10 miles and I kind of wanted to get about a quarter of the elevation gain. So 3 grand was pretty much exactly what I was looking for, maybe a little over 3 grand. But I wanted to approach this run where I was kind of pacing myself how I would in the race. You know, because if you're going out for, say, a 6 mile run, and it's 3 miles uphill, and then you have 3 miles downhill, you can kind of push it harder on those 3 miles, knowing that at the end of the 3 miles, it's all downhill, and it pretty much, the run's over. So this is one of those ones where I could have probably went maybe a little bit faster on the up, but that would have torched me if I would have had to do that amount of gain 4 more times in a race. So I kind of wanted to look at and find that pace, you know, on the uphill steep stuff that I could maintain for, you know, 4 times of that, or 50 miles, or 12,500 feet of gain. So that was kind of my approach today. I think it also helps a little bit, you know, we're a week and a half out, get a little close, that I don't just like hammer the legs. And on the downhill, it's kind of techie parts, you know, the rolling rocks, I don't want to push it. So I'm falling into a pace where I feel like I am in control and something that's not completely thrashing the legs this close to race day.
All in all, this run ended up with 11 miles, 3,356 feet of gain, and it really felt like a good race simulation. I took Thursday and Friday off of running. Saturday was truly the start of my taper, so I took Bear and Vale out for a very easy 4 miles.
And I am on that taper, running flat, which is rare for me. But yeah, just trying to get miles in, keep the heart rate low.
I ran strictly on heart rate and did not care about the pace.
Pretty wild here, Clear Creek. Man, this river is flowing.
Bear and Vale are not the best running combo, and they're always pulling me in opposite directions. Honestly, it can get a little bit frustrating sometimes, but when I look down and see their smiles, I know how much it means to them to come along. This run ended up with 4 miles and 276 feet of gain. Sunday, I wanted to get at least 6.5 in so that I could reach my desired mileage goal for the week. So I took this taper run to the trail.
Out at Silver Creek Trail, and I am just doing about 6.5 miles today. And my goal is strictly focusing on my heart rate, not really worrying about the pace. So it's just looking at the heart rate, keeping it under what I want it to be, and not really caring about what the pace is. So it should be easy miles. I talked on the channel about how tapers always feel kind of weird and how you get antsy and you kind of are, you know, you don't really like it. Taper tantrums. This time, I'm actually like looking forward to this like 1.5 week taper. Yeah, I was just getting burnt out with all the training, all the hours, and just feeling stressed of trying to fit all those runs in with the rest of normal life. So that just means that I've been training hard and the body needs that taper. So this time I'm welcoming it, embracing it, being okay with running slow to feel good, not put a lot of wear on the body.
I ended with 6.51 miles and 374 feet of gain. And that was my week. This week was split between my last substantial runs and then my tapers. So I ended up this week with 30.07 miles, 5 hours and 35 minutes, and 5,056 feet of gain. Like I said, I was really welcoming this taper, and it was nice to take a few days off and then have some nice, short, easy back-to-back runs. I only have 2, maybe 3 very easy short runs before race day this week. Once again, if you're watching this before the race day on June 22nd, 2024, and you're interested in following along for the live tracking, you should go check out this website right here, and I'll leave it in the description below. Thank you to all of you who have stuck around until the end. It seems like those good vibes I asked for last week paid off, and I'm gonna ask you to continue those good vibes into this coming weekend. If you don't mind, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and remember, adventure awaits.
On top of Republican Mountain, it's a phenomenal, it's a spectacular mountain, and I just climbed it. I don't think anyone can climb the mountain as good as me. I'm spectacular, I'm phenomenal. I did it, it was completely legal. I didn't break any laws getting up here. I did have to bushwhack a little bit, but illegal, completely legal. And you know, I'm just phenomenal, and no one else could do a mountain like this.